Boom.
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 What's going on, Hex?
Namaste.
Namaste. That's it. Ni hao. Just give me a
So,
second.
Hola.
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 Hey,
I'm just joining the crew.
you're definitely a very tiny Asian short man, like what everyone said you are.
Right.
Nah, brilliant. Hey, I'll just get the usual stuff out the way first. So we're streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, Dailymotion. We had some sort of issue earlier. I don't know what's happened with Restream, so we just have to make a brand new one. Actually, just let me check and make sure we are live.
I checked. Yeah, we're live on YouTube. Yep.
And
Yeah, I'm actually looking for the link.
Let me just see if I can put
Yeah,
the.
I will put it in private chat right now. Here we go.
I found it.
And I will just tag everyone. Just give me a moment. Well, yep, that's the one.
So,
Come on.
meanwhile, while we are getting the technical stuff sorted out, do you guys have any region-specific news? I know at least from India there is no positive news right now. So, I will just keep it at that. We just
Yeah, we should just
talk
stay clear
about
of that topic because they're really, really making their push right now. All of that they're talking about in India is fake as shit. Period.
yeah, but there is an state election going on. The
Exactly.
results
They're trying to do
are
the same thing they did there that they did here. That's all.
yeah. So, like I said, nothing. We just focus on politics. Other than that, there are a couple of things that were released. One of them, not in India, but globally, which are of importance. One was the Berkshire Hathaway call. I
Yeah, heard about it.
yeah. Uh, Again, a bit too big to discuss on this stream. Then one was the micro. If you are into crypto, then the micro strategy earnings report also came out. Maybe Wills can do a dissection of it later, but on another stream because that too is a interesting thing to notice. If and like how using Bitcoin as a part of company treasury has its upside as well as downside. And well, as long as Bitcoin is going up, it's a sounds like a very good idea. Just when it starts dropping, then you will understand why it is a bad idea to keep Bitcoin as a treasury asset. But
Yeah,
as
you
of
know what's funny?
yeah,
I'm actually pretty bearish Bitcoin still. I'm not bullish it at
yeah,
all. People are
yeah.
gonna learn some lessons this year because they seem to forget what happens when Bitcoin makes a top. Ethereum goes to new highs. Good luck.
And yeah, that's the main kind of news in crypto. All time new high for Ethereum as well. Today was it?
I mean,
Or
it's like a hop, skip, and a jump from 3K. Yeah, the high is 29.55. And let me tell you guys something. The momentum is not really keeping pace with it. So it might only hit 4. It might only hit 5. But I was thinking 10. I don't know. Not so sure anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know. It looks different on a weekly. It might keep going for a while. It looks different on a weekly.
10 is the narrative. Like, if you want people to buy at 2.5k, You can't be saying, yeah, it will go up to 4K for people to. You have to give them at least 4 5x
Yeah, a little
as a
something, right?
number. Yeah.
A little something so they don't get too mad.
Yeah.
Hey guys, just before we talk about prices and whatnot, I've just got the usual housekeeping to do. So none of it of what we're talking about at the moment on stream is financial advice. Absolutely do your own research. We're just talking heads on the internet. Feel free to take this as what you will. Yeah, our videos are definitely for entertainment, educational purposes only. Do not do what we do.
And the emphasis on the entertainment part. And I like how Matty Allen puts it. We are practicing our free speech.
That's a good one.
That's a good
That's
one. Yeah,
right.
for sure.
I forgot about that. That's damn right. You know what's funny? People are hype about ETH being cheap again. Little do they know, it's only momentary.
Mm,
Like, what do you think is going to happen once PulseChain launches? They're going to
yeah.
have to make a hard choice.
Mm,
Renege on everything they just did, or reinstitute high fees and drop it away, because there's more people on Binance actively using it daily than on Ethereum right now.
yeah,
True story.
that's true. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So,
Competition is a hell of a drug.
Because
Yeah.
I think most of the people have been priced out from using
of
Ethereum.
course, bro.
Mm,
Who the fuck has
Nobody is.
$50 for a trade? That shit is dumb.
yeah.
It's dumb. I'm sorry. People on finance, people on Wall Street don't pay that. Why the
And
fuck should
Yeah.
somebody in crypto pay that?
it's a
Makes
good
zero
Yeah.
thing. Like,
sense.
prices have, like,
Mm,
Hey guys, let's not wait any further. I think we've got 14 people watching us at the moment. I think we should be okay to go
well,
anyway for now.
if you
yeah.
are making $500 out of thin air, then paying dollars makes sense.
Mm,
With flash loans and everything. Yeah, what are doing?
Well, it makes sense to those that get it. Everybody else isn't going to think like that. So no mass adoption. And you're going to drive retail elsewhere. So it doesn't really matter that it works for a few.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it works now because it's been around,
Should we?
right?
yeah.
Like once the competition gets
Oh my
thick,
God! Yeah.
bye bye. Like how the fuck does Binance have more people trading on it than Ethereum? Are you fucking shitting me? That doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
Like Binance is well known to be scam city, right?
Mm,
So that literally makes no financial sense.
mm.
So I don't know. That's just my point of view, and I think I'll be proven correct once Pulse comes out. That's the ETH killer that nobody saw coming.
Yeah.
Been saying that shit since day one.
Talking about Pulse, I
Yeah.
think we can start, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it, baby.
All right. So, long story short, I've basically collated what has been summarized by Hexagon. Thanks for the summary for the 6-hour stream with the girls when we were Jatat. That was perfect. That was really, really
Good
good.
stuff. Yeah.
So, but I think for this stream's purpose, I think we'll just break down what we know or whatever Richard said, and I think I think guys just feel free to jump in, chat, whatever, and just we can just talk about the points that we heard. And if I miss something, just let me know, and then I'll probably put it up there.
Sounds good, bro.
All right. First things first. Hang on. Whoop! Technical difficulties. Of course. There we go. Okay, so first point that he made was Pulse will definitely not be an empty chain, just like anything else. There's no questions there. So free transactions from the start. I don't know how long. Does anyone know how long that it goes for? 30 days or whatever?
Until the first spam attack happens.
Yeah, I don't know. He wasn't clear on that.
Anyway.
He wasn't clear on that.
And Freeman Pulse will be distributed for the first 30 days. I think after 30 days, it just disappears. So that just stops people from selling later on. Let's have a look. What else is good? So you can definitely be a whale on the new PRC 20 token standards on Pulse. If you hold some copies of ERC on the original Ethereum chain.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose who gets and who doesn't get Freeman Pulse, we don't know yet.
Yeah. Actually, going back to that the distribution phase, it's, and I think Richard also mentioned that the ones that don't claim will have theirs burned, right? Or essentially, or like
when you say claim, like because it just gets dropped in the
it
wallet.
just gets dropped.
I mean,
yeah.
Do you have to, put your? No, I think it just gets dropped.
I thought, because I was under the assumption that you would have to, like the person would have to do the work of minting their pulse into existence, just like what happened with Hex. That way they can control their own, taxable event and the whole no work from others type thing.
I thought that wasn't a problem because it starts at 0, is it not?
I thought that was the possible placeholder token that was being discussed. So yeah, I'm not sure.
So let me first of all let's cover these points quickly. At least Pulse is going to be a fork of Ethereum. No, that means it is going to be a hard fork, which means it will be similar to what happened to ETC, that is Ethereum Classic and Ethereum. So whatever is there on the main chain at the snapshot will be copied all over to the Pulse chain, except some really shady or proven bad actors. They will be. Other than that, everything, all good tokens which have value are being copied onto Pulse chain. In free transactions in the beginning, first of all, the assumption is that transactions are going to be as good as free for a long time, not just the beginning, but those at I think all the addresses will be airdropped a small amount of pulse, enough to get a couple of transactions in. Then that other people who don't have Ethereum or any ERC20 tokens in their possession can get pulse by doing the sacrifice phase, which is going to be 30 days. And that is why potentially you can be a huge whale. If you already have ERC20s, you can buy copies of those on the Pulse chain at a very cheap rate at the initial phase. And it is still to be decided how many other chains or other tokens will be awarded Pulse as a freemium. So
Cool.
anything I missed out now? Yeah, let's go ahead.
Let's go ahead. So the launch or sacrifice stage could be within 2 weeks, 2 months. We're really confused. I don't know if that was a confusion in and of itself. Don't know when, but if it's 2 weeks or whatever. So yeah.
The sacrifice is supposed to be within 1 to 2 weeks, but that's not really clear either because he doesn't really have that hashed out. But he would like to do it within 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah. So we can say 4 weeks. Those who
the middle ground.
Those who are involved in
just another perpetual 4 weeks.
And here's
potential 2 weeks in this case.
I think the thing that should have been the first bullet is, hey, by the way, if you're currently a Hexican with Hex, Liquid, or Staked, you are going to get a copy of whatever you hold on the Pulse chain.
I think we should highlight that's true, but I think we should highlight the sacrifice period is prior to the fork.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So people have to think about that also. Like, well, do I want to sacrifice what I have for Pulse? I mean, I think it's a no-brainer personally. And we'll get into that later, but that's the decision they have to make when they make that decision, when it comes to that point in time. Because if you want a lot of Pulse without having to pay a lot of money, sacrificing makes sense. And Pulse is going to be deflationary, meaning no inflation. So it's a fixed supply, and everybody loves to talk shit about fixed supply because they can't Google what a bonding curve is. But it's gonna be hard to FUD this coin, and people need to understand that this is gonna be what Ethereum prays to be one day. It's never going to be it. So I just wanted to say that. I'm sorry for taking over.
That's okay.
That's good.
I just find it hilarious that even the Hexicans are FUDding Pulse. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the chat says otherwise, but anyway.
Well, yeah. No, I mean on Twitter.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. I can't believe it. It's like, do you guys not own Hex? The fuck are y'all talking about? Like, what is wrong with you motherfuckers? Like, just shut up, sit back, enjoy the show. Like, you literally don't have to do anything but wait. And people still find a reason to complain. I love it. It's so hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, wow. People need some fucking help.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Seriously. Like, yo, you just can't satisfy people. Like, you just made them fucking quasi-rich and they still are, like, suspect?
Yeah.
What the hell is going on here? I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone. For real now. Like, it's bad enough the rest of crypto doesn't get Hex. For Hexicans not understand what's happening, knowing the rest of crypto is retarded is just like, the fuck is going on? I don't know. Whatever, man. I just don't get that shit. Yeah.
All right, so we'll move on to the next point anyway. So Pulse will keep evolving, so there'll always be improvements and whatever I suppose the community decides. We'll add those features as time goes by. So I think Richard just wants to focus on getting the chain launched.
Yeah. And that also implies that there will be no audits because, it'd be a waste to audit something that keeps changing. So,
well, I think it's important to highlight that this is a blockchain, right? It's not really a coin per se, like everything else that we usually talk about. So the functionality aspect is slightly different.
Yeah, right? There's an entire ecosystem. Yeah.
Correct. There's an entire ecosystem. So this is not like a promised situation, right? This is what it is right now. This is what we're gonna add maybe in the future, and that's it. No expectations as always, right? So that's I think it's just important to highlight that because it's basically a blockchain, and how many blockchain? Like I want to use the what is it called? Ethereum and Bitcoin. So I don't really know any other blockchains. But I've used the Binance one and the Matic. But it's all really the same shit, right? Once you just click and it's all the same. And that's what people don't understand, right? Like the features make a difference. When you go to Binance, you can do certain things. When you go to Ethereum, you can do certain things. But the biggest attraction is going to be all the things you can do plus the cost, right? And I think that's where people are not understanding what's happening right now because it's a blockchain, right? First and foremost.
Yeah. So, I think I have in that case, I have a more experience with using other blockchains. I won't name any because I don't want you guys to get involved in shady projects. But again, yes, that's the beauty of open source software. Like once something is discovered on one chain, it gets copied onto other chain, and if we see some new innovation in other chains, we can port those innovations into Pulse. And but so that is why there is always going to be, we can always improve on Pulse, and that now it won't be audited, but it will be I thoroughly checked, and it's going, at least part of it which can be open source will be kept open source, so everybody, all developers will go through it and look at it. And a lot of a part of it is just Ethereum code copied, so we don't really need to audit it again. Yeah, we already know what is working with Ethereum, so yeah, that should be enough in itself. Um,
Great point, bro. Great point.
Cool. All right, so I'll move on to the next point. So Pulse will be probably maybe the first product making cross-chain just really, really popular, which is what we've done with Hex, just with Uniswap and whatnot. So we could be a first mover there. So that's good.
Definitely agree with that. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
The largest airdrop in history. Of course, if you copy 99.9% of the whole of coins, then yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
No explanation needed. So
yeah, and regarding cross chain, what I think Richard hinted at was we can have a wrapped pulse on other chain as
yeah,
vers-
vice
and
versa, I would imagine. Yeah.
vice versa, and it may involve the chains that may be involved in sacrifice. So it may be that you may get a version of let's say, for example, doing an we are involving Binance chain for the sacrifice, and because Binance Smart Chain allows smart contracts, we can have the people who sacrifice Binance coin for Pulse may get a copy of the Pulse tokens on Binance chain. As this is theoretically possible, or rather can be done, because both of them are EVM compatible, that is Ethereum virtual
Virtual
machine
machine.
compatible. So the same contract can be deployed on both chains simultaneously. So, and again, that can be used as a what you call standard for swapping between the chains. Uh, but this is not priority. Our priority is on Pulse. That is why, again, it is possible, but don't expect it to happen so soon, because developers are involved in developing Pulse itself first.
Cool.
Yeah, largest airdrop in history. Yep.
So I think bridge contracts, so I suppose to lock the value and issue value on the other network, so which is what I think we've just spoken about earlier anyway. So it goes both ways.
No, this is different.
Really?
Bridge
Okay.
contracts are different because uh, the one I explained earlier is for maybe a centralized exchange. So you can use the same token on different blockchain. Bridge contracts, so far all of the bridges, the, most are developed for Ethereum, because and most of them are very clunky and suck, because what happens is you send ETH to the uh, a smart contract, that itself, getting it approved, because of the high fluctuation in gas fees, that itself is a headache. Then after that, there is a bridge contract which has to do its computations separately. Then issue tokens on the new chain. It's very clunky. I have used couple of them. Not a very good user experience.
Hmm.
So again, it is possible, but not necessary. And there are, see, if we have a bridge to Ethereum, you have bridges to many other chain, and there are multi-chain bridges as well. So, but so we can have a truly decentralized finance where you don't have to get involved with any centralized exchange ever, provided we have a fiat on ramp.
On that. Yep. Cool.
We- which I think just put out a if I had an exchange link, I would have inserted it at this point. But for now, I promote Transact, which is very good if you are using in India. For the Philippines, coins.ph is what I use, and I think yeah, let's go ahead.
Cool. I think this is not so much about a point about Pulse, but I think because when the network gets launched, I think there will be lots of phishing sites will be like, hey, claim your Pulse here. You could qualify. Just put your private keys in there or download this app and whatever it may be. And someone's going to fall for that
Yeah.
every single time. So,
Yeah, and we have had these instances while Hex launch phase. There may
Yeah.
be other,
Yeah,
and
I'm
I think
actually.
it's still going on in Telegram groups, right? Like
Yeah, I
one
got
thing.
one the other day, actually.
Mm.
A
Yeah,
DM with like a link and all this nonsense, and the thing said hex
Yeah.
announcements. I just deleted it right away.
Mm.
I deleted it right
Good call.
away because I just what a real hex telegram looks like, and I think the dead giveaway is when you look at the top and you see like where it has like usually a pin message or whatever. If it's somebody that's not a contact, right, it's gonna say like, is it spam or not? It's gonna have like some message up there, and that was like the dead giveaway. Like, what? All right, this is not real. Because I've been invited to damn near every Telegram for Hex. I've never it's been only like one or two that I found myself. The rest is like, oh, this chat exists. I was like, oh shit, okay. So for a random one to pop up and it not be on my list, that's a dead giveaway. So yeah, they're definitely doing a lot of scams on Telegram. I mean, they're doing them everywhere,
yeah,
but
yeah, and also be aware of fake profiles.
yeah,
There are
this was a fake profile. Yep.
yeah, and like no about they use uh, profiles of influencers who are popular guys in the Hex
Yeah.
to
Oh, I don't know if
DM
you
you.
guys hear what happened with Kareem. Somebody did exactly that using his
Yep.
voice, no doubt.
what?
Yeah.
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 That's so fucking weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. And Telegram.
Like a
Yeah.
deep fake sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
But with the
What?
voice.
God damn.
Yes. 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 Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
I feel at an advantage in that sense. Nobody is going to use an Indian name and face for
Right, right. You're right about that one.
Oh,
Unless they're
such a good
trying to
one.
target Indians, of course.
Yeah.
yeah.
Shit.
This is this is one of the classic examples.
We've made it when you don't see Elon, you see like Richard Hart, blah blah blah, and then this is clearly Photoshop. So I believe that in crypto, blah blah blah, and I'm dropping, I don't know, 10 million hex giveaway or some shit.
Right. When we start getting the hex scams for real, right? Like that'll really be legit.
Actually, what I think here is because there is a blue check mark, it may be that some other blue check marked profile was hacked, and they have changed it to Elon Musk and using that for tweet.
But
That is also that is also being done. So,
but can you get the same handle? You can't, right? It's unique.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think that might be photoshopped. Now that I look at it.
Oh, this is Photoshop. There's no question.
This is Photoshop. Yeah.
And you can tell, like, there's a lot of artifacts around the word Elon. There's a lot of artifacts that tells me that someone's used like a lasso tool or some shit and just pasted
I
over
don't
it.
know all that, bro. You're talking Chinese to me now.
That's funny.
I'm sorry. I don't know none of that.
Well, you are on HexAsians.
Well, that's why I use Chinese. I don't know any of that. You guys are gonna have to translate that shit for me.
We try and onboard you with some dim sims or something. Anyway. All right, let's move on, shall we?
Yeah, lasso tools. I never even heard of that. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to Google after this. Because I don't know anything about like graphic design. I don't know nothing about that. So. You know, I found that a little odd that there's an issue with forking. Don't. Let me ask you guys a question because I really don't know, and I definitely want to ask. Don't these chains that fork create their own stable coin or something like that, like their own utility coin? I'm not sure.
I didn't understand your question exactly.
Sorry. Yeah, you want to rephrase that?
So the question I have is related to stablecoins because we're going to talk about that. My question is, when a chain forks, don't they just create their own stablecoin on that chain or something like that, like something to replicate that functionality, or am I just seeing stuff? Because I don't actually know. I don't really look at other chains like that.
Yeah, I think they only go as far as creating their own token for transactions. I don't think they mess with stable coins because there's like some legal.
They just add it to the chain then, right? Yeah, they just add it to the chain then. Okay, it's just like a drop down then. Okay, then yeah, all right. Yeah. I was just trying to understand that because I was confused about that.
Yeah.
So I may try to explain this a little bit. So because there to be a fork, just like Ethereum Classic, there will be two copies of USDC as well as USDT and all the other the Ethereum based stable coins. Now it is up to the smart contract creators, that is for USDC Coinbase and for USDT what was that Bittrex, whether they accept them as a token. That is, if they choose to accept Pulse USDC as valid, and you can use it to redeem it for USD into your bank account, then it holds a dollar value, which I don't suppose it will. But if you can change those USDC on PulseChain to USDC on Ether at 1:1 or maybe 1000:1, then yes, it will have value because you can redeem it for USD. And yeah, so because and USDT is already multi-chain. So like USDT is on let's say uh, USDT is on Tron, on Ethereum, on Omisego, on I think even Bitcoin Cash has a version of it at least. So there are multiple versions, uh, and but at the end they accept it on the in their exchange to exchange it for any other currency, and you can withdraw it for hard cash. So if if USDT decides that the ones on Pulse chain have value, uh, they will be 1:1, like, so yeah, they will have value. So it's up to the exchanges that offer these coins whether they have a dollar value or otherwise they are just tokens. You can still use them for accounting, but the main problem is the both of these coins, if you go to the smart contract, they have a cancel button or blacklist address. There are so many bad functionalities built within the coins, like they can block it, they can just disable those coins.
Yeah, they can blacklist the address. Yeah.
They can blacklist the address. They can, I think, with the new proposed upgrade, they can withdraw those coins from your address. So
Yeah.
not so we don't know what will happen. So they can just delete all those tokens from the Pulse
Yep,
fork.
if they decide to gatekeep us, sure.
Yeah.
And I won't be too surprised if they do that.
Hold on, can you really gatekeep a blockchain? That doesn't even make sense to me. I'm sorry.
Uh, Gatekeep in the sense they won't list it on their exchange. So
I mean,
yeah,
yeah, that's whatever, but it's a whole blockchain. Nobody's gonna give a shit about that, bro.
yeah.
I mean, at least in my opinion, if it's a whole blockchain, like I
No,
don't
but
look for other blockchains on. I mean, I don't know. That just doesn't make sense to me. But I'm not like a regular crypto person, so explain it
yeah.
to me like I'm five. I don't see that.
So basically, they have an admin key for those smart contracts for all both the stable coins,
Hmm.
which turn on and off at their whim. So that is why it has always been an issue. But as long as everything is going fine, nobody cares. And yeah, so
Usually how
it
it
is
works.
very likely. It is kind of likely that they just turn off those coins which are on Pulse chain using, because they will get the same keys for Pulse chain as for the Ethereum. So yeah.
Cool. All right, let's move on to the next one. I think Bala's losing his shit because he says just what Richard's doing. Yes, he's starting everything at zero. Exactly. So if
Yeah,
nothing has
that
a
seems to
price
be the
to it,
case.
yeah, I'll probably sell my kids for Pulse. No, I won't.
I'm buying all the compound, Avi, Yearn, all the high dollar, all the high dollar ticket items. Then I'm gonna dump them off
Uh,
at Impulse.
so I have a surgeon friend who I just onboarded into crypto. So if you are interested in selling kidneys for Pulse,
Hey, I'm down. I'm down if they're down. I only need one.
so yeah, like all tokens are launched at zero value, and that again is one of the important things um, for the launch phase. We are launching everything at zero value, so there are no tax implications.
So just to answer what Yellowtail is saying, well, the answer is yeah. So you're not supposed to have any expectation. So that's why we start at zero.
Correct. He did also say that. That's right.
So,
Works for me.
Oh Jesus! Look at Bala trying to sell the wife. Come on, isn't that illegal?
I don't know.
Not a
The UK is a
commodity.
different kind of place.
Ooh.
In the UK, you can get away with a lot of stuff in the UK. I don't know.
Hmm.
Were you thinking about moving middle class?
No. I've got my own ideas of freedom. So, but anyway, you know what? I think all Hexicans at some stage will buy our own island. We'll just pull together, have a foundation. We'll just buy a fucking island and our own
Wouldn't
rules.
mind it. Would not mind it. That's been a lot. That's been a talk for a while, actually. A lot of people have been trying to get that idea out there. So, yep, it's pretty obvious as to that. Probably is the way things are gonna have to go.
Yep. So self-sovereign, we defend ourselves. We're all armed to the teeth. If you want, buy some Hex, join us or whatever. Buy some Pulse, whatever. But other than that, just get the fuck away, 100 miles out or some shit like that.
Did you see what Annette said? Is the T-shirt price will cost the same amount of Hex, correct?
I would assume, yeah, because it's still the same hex. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The T-shirt rate is still going to work the same. I think it'll diverge after the fact, like after it goes live. But to start, they're going to probably be similar. But then once value starts being created differently on PulseChain, then things should deviate.
Right.
So more work for me.
so the thing
up,
is,
Kevin.
yeah, at the
Guys,
so to address Annette's question, at the snapshot, it will be 1:1. Like whatever is there on the ETH chain will be the same on Pulse chain. But after it goes live and people start transacting, the rates are going to change, and I assume drastically, because a lot of stakes have been pending because they were not able to unstake it because of high gas fees. And my assumption is once a lot of those stakes are going to be unstaked once they are on Pulse. So the T-share price may change drastically within a few days once Pulse is launched. And I assume we may be getting a lot of penalty bonuses on Pulse chain. So let's wait and see. So yeah, the
no.
share rate, everything will carry forward, but it will split off after some time.
I wonder how that's going to work. Like, is it going to be like Hex and then Hex 2 or Hex P or some shit? I don't know. That would be a bit of a challenge, isn't it? Like Hex
Yeah,
E
that's gonna
for
be
Ether,
difficult.
Hex P for Hex Pulse or whatever.
Hex,
P-Hex
P-Hex
and
or
P-Hex,
Hex.
E-Hex.
PX.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
a bad
know.
idea. Sorry, just to say, hey Kevin, thanks for coming. I know
guys.
it's a bit hard on a Sunday night. You have to go to work on Monday. And
Yeah.
whatnot.
It's all right. It's things are happening, so yeah. Just can't. We are. Feels like we're part of history, so
Yeah, sounds
can't,
good.
we can't miss
for sure.
this. Yeah, we can't miss this.
Yeah.
So,
Again, nice to see you, Uncle Kevin, my favorite uncle from Singapore. So
Not like the
if
one.
no,
I D-Rush, my favorite doctor from the Philippines.
so where were we discussing? Sacrifice will get um this one.
Yeah, this one's a big one. I think it's is it 10? It's 10,000x of the USD value, or is it
I think
the
it's a
unit
coin,
of
the unit.
the unit of the thing that you're sacrificing?
I
Mm.
understanding was the dollar value. So for every $1 you sacrifice, you get
So,
10,000 of extra. But I may be wrong. Do you have?
so we mean I think Richard means okay, so you don't sacrifice ETH, right? So you get one pulse for one ETH. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's 1-to-1. I think. I
Okay.
think if you hold ETH in your wallet, it's 1-to-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's 1-on-1. So if you sacrifice any other ERC20, then it would get you 10,000x more pulse per USD value.
Yeah.
Is that what it means?
I think so, but I think the sacrifice phase also includes ETH. So if you wanted to give that up for more pulse, you could do that.
No, okay. So
Yeah.
we could sacrifice ETH as well if we want it. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Annette's just posted something. Does someone want to possibly try and address that
It's
one?
like sacrificing to force the move to. Yeah, we don't know.
That's a really good
So
question.
That's a great question.
The OA has never sold a thing, so we don't know, do we?
Yeah, it could sacrifice, but whatever the OA is sacrificing on the pulse chain, it just remains on the pulse chain. So
Yeah.
it's not going to affect the supply on the ETH mainnet.
Yeah.
So it's not going to affect. So everything, all the sacrificing and everything can only affect the things that are on the pulse chain.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it would make sense for it to sacrifice anything.
yeah.
actually,
check out what Benny's talking about.
Sacrificing and of course.
And then you grab the free
t-shirts.
okay.
free t-shirts. So
It's worth 0.
yeah, so your hex on the pulse chain would start from 0 or whatever it is. We won't know, right?
In saying that, I think the window is going to be very, very tiny. Like, because we've only got 7 days. Was it 7 days? Remind me, was it 7 days or 30 days to gather your pulse, basically, or get whatever pulse before
I think it's 30 days. Yeah.
Yeah, 30 days for the sacrifice period.
So in theory, like on day 1, I mean day 31, if you like, they a price will be set at some stage. So you can't really get through because you won't be able to do anything for the first 30 days. It's just for you to buy. There's no way to get out. It's just for you to get in.
Just like the AA.
Yeah, and I think that's a really smart idea because that just prevents arbitraging and then there's no need for the entity to recycle anything.
Yeah.
So it's really smart to just accrue everything up and then distribute it once at the end or something like that. Yeah.
Again, I expect the OA to buy some Pulse 1 because it can, and that buying Pulse with Hex in the sacrifice phase will not affect the price of Hex on the market. So that is a good thing. Secondly, it's a proof of stake blockchain. So it's very controversial, but yeah, to avoid 51% attack, some good entity has to hold a substantial amount of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
Good.
Yeah. Good point.
yeah, so talking too much about it is kind of
Wait.
trying to
So
further your own.
I thought
So
51% attacks were only something that proof of work chains had to worry about. Is that something that that proof of stake chains are also vulnerable to?
uh, kind of.
Mm.
So we may go into. I think there may be, if we have time, we may discuss it later. But
Yeah.
51% attacks are non-existent in uh, all the chains that are using it right now, because they were issued by a central authority in the first place, and some of them, there are still discussions that yeah, most of the validators are a single entity, or so.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What do you?
if there is buying by the OA, and anyways it's like 95 or percent of the liquid hex is held by the OA, I think. So
Yeah.
yeah, so sending some to the sacrifice lobby won't be big difference. And I think many of the influencers are going to use it as a for tactic for pulse chain, that oh, it's the same guy buying. But please don't go for listen to that, or for
Can't
that.
the entity that's going to be taking the sacrifice coins sell those coins for Pulse and then swap them for P Hex?
Mm,
Nobody knows. It
nobody
can be,
knows. Yeah.
but
I mean, that would be smart, wouldn't it? If people are sacrificing these other tokens, and then the OA or the sacrifice OA could sell those coins for Pulse and then swap them for P Hex.
Yeah, but then someone would have to put liquidity on the on Uniswap on PulseChain
Okay.
to start that. Otherwise, there is nothing to trade. You know. Yeah.
yeah, that's one thing. And I assume a lot of people will exchange their Pulse tokens for Hex,
So
uh, Pulse
Yeah.
Hex, because yeah, uh, though its price is likely to appreciate, it is not specifically designed for price appreciation
no,
like
no,
Yeah.
HexAsians.
no.
So
So
so I give it an example of gold and oil.
Mm.
Hex is gold and Pulse is oil. So gold you accumulate for a long period. Gas you buy, or oil you buy as much as you just need for your daily trip. And that's it. You don't hold it as a store of value, even though its price also appreciates, even though it's the same.
yeah,
So, yeah, so we will see a lot of people buying hex, exchanging health pulse for hex. on the PulseChain.
Yep. All right. So I think the whale reduction will definitely be more severe. I think that's what he wanted. So I think what Richard and his team will probably do is they will poll all the rich list of all the chains and say, okay,
Mhm.
then or then you just get peanuts or something.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's what I assume that will happen.
Yeah. So for the AA, it was like what? The Satoshi coins and Mount Gox, things like that. So I guess for PulseChain, it will be much longer. The that whale list would be much larger.
Mm. Yeah.
We'll see because you're not only covering Bitcoin, you're covering all the coins.
Yeah. A lot of the coins. Yeah.
That's a long list. So
Mm.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the beginning itself we talked about it. The Ethereum blockchain will be copied, but with s- all bad actors being taken out. Wales only. When did you visit Australia?
That's for Benny.
Yeah, Benny does apparently people who walk around in whale suits. So there you go.
Awesome, man.
All right, let's move on. See if, shit, sorry, my name's in the way. Hold on, what did I say?
Exchanges will be excluded.
So definitely,
Of course.
no
Of course.
hot wallet, no cold wallet, no. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, but I hope. Yeah, but in saying that, it's really hard to tell, right? Like, I think it's better off just to go with the rich list.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because
Yeah.
once the exchanges get word of this fork, they'll put out a statement whether they'll honor it or not.
True.
Yeah.
Probably the answer will be no.
Probably not.
Yeah, that is kind of what I don't like. Maybe you do some kind of a reach out, and those who are willing to accept, keep those exchanges in the list of getting airdrops. Well, because they do have adoption.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if you get your
Maybe it will help.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe it will help with the gatekeeping that is going on. Give some coins. Couple of.
So this part is like so the freemium pulse will be taken away after 30 days after the airdrop if you don't do anything. So it's a bit like the Bitcoin claim for the for Hex, where you'd have to sign you to sign the message with your private keys. But this one's just all you have to do is just send them to another ETH address. So yeah, that's all you got to do. So it's much simpler than the Bitcoin claim. Yeah.
So just to clarify, with another address, does it actually also mean that, say, for example, you got 10 wallets, say, for example, 10 ETH or whatever, and then you just basically send 5 each you basically just send a pulse to each of your wallets, and then you say
somewhere else. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Or just
and I think you will have to send it to a new wallet.
To a new address. Yeah.
Okay.
The one which has not also received freemium pulse.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
If you receive, you have 10 wallets, all of them received some pulse, then you
just
send
create
create an 11th one.
Just create a new one and send everything there.
Just consolidate everything.
Yeah, or just
Mm.
or if that's your thing, you just create 10 more. Yeah. Whatever
Yeah,
suits you.
Sounds like something a motley investor would do.
Yeah.
and again,
Could be
creating a
way
wallet is free. Creating a wallet is free. It's
Of course.
funding the wallet that is
Expensive.
funding. Yeah, but if the pulse token is basically close to zero, then it's basically going to cost you like next to nothing to fund it. If it's going to be anything like the Matic token on the Matic network, it's basically basically free to do transactions. So yeah. So I don't think we'll see. Yeah, we'll see where the price of Pulse goes. No one can tell. Yeah.
no one can tell, but what is the gain if it goes from 0 to 0.00001?
We don't know. It's
It's infinity, right?
yeah, of course.
If you get something for free,
Of course. Yeah, you get something for free, and then of course it's infinite.
so so don't be greedy, don't ask for a free stuff on free stuff. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What does this statement mean? The pulse can be. What does that mean? Pulse can be staked. What?
No time locking. Oh, it's like it means that you can stake your pulse with any validator that you choose, and it does not lock for any time. You can stake for like one day, 1 week, 1 month, and you can unstake anytime without.
Is that like a liquidity providing? Or
Something, I think, like something like that.
It's just kind of delegating like resources to the validator.
To the validator.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have played around with other like delegated proof of stake chains like EOS, but they do the same thing where you can kind of like just stake and then...
So basically, for selecting a validator for validating a block, it depends on how much pulse is staked with them, or rather the whatever token is the base utility token for that blockchain. And so you can delegate it to those validators. Usually they have a time lock period for the duration decided by the blockchain for the period the validator will be validating. For Tron, I know it's 3 days. Like if you stake it or freeze it, then you cannot withdraw it for 3 days on Tron. How Pulse will work, I assume it will be similar. You have to have those what you call the tokens with the validator during that because the validator has to show its balance for getting selected, and it cannot change the balance for that period of time. So that is why it has a lock-in period. So it may have assuming they follow a similar model, that will be so you will have a short period of time for which you cannot unstake those tokens with the validator. After that, you can withdraw it anytime you want. And while they are staked, you get rewarded from the block rewards the validator receives, and that's how that is your incentive for getting it. I, we may cover I may cover a bit of this later, because how delegated proof of stake works is a different ball game altogether. So let's move forward. Number of validators now. Yeah. Do you know what is the minimum number of validators required for a decentralized blockchain?
Was it 21 or something like that?
21 was EOS thing, but for technically speaking, for considering it decentralized, we just need three blockchain validators. That's the minimum number you can have. Maximum you can have hundreds or thousands if you want. But again, it's kind of finding a balance between, because fewer number of validators means faster transactions, but it is less secure. More number of validators, a little slower but more secure. So yeah, i- it's the trilemma of blockchain always.
Yeah.
So I like the number 33. Again, three involved. 21 was decided by EOS, which kind
Yeah.
of is okay.
Hmm.
I don't mind it having 69 validators as either. That that is also a good thing,
Hmm.
a good number to. A lot of people like that number.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Cool.
Seems like 33 is a nice balance. Yeah.
yeah. What was the last point
Oh,
on the previous slide?
did I miss that one? So basically, I think we already
Hmm.
know this. So anyone who sacrifices will basically get most of the pulse coin, which is
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So I think
so
Molly brought up the point where he's saying in order the hex the ETH hex is gonna pump because he's saying I guess he's kind of like recommending that we sacrifice for hex right now and then sacrifice the hex, so that in turn will pump the ETH hex price, and then on the other hand you'll get pulse as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, again, I have hex, so I would like my bag to pump whilst for the sacrifice. So I would recommend hex. But I also have other coins I want to mention. One I can mention is BTC, and it is truly worthy of sacrifice. We are seeing the top of BTC and beginning of alt season.
Hmm.
So
yeah,
BTC
Yeah.
be a good candidate to sacrifice if you have
yeah,
any.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I think it's a
Yeah,
good thing.
the
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
the main point here is most of the pulse will be distributed through the sacrifice lobby. That is,
Yeah.
we will get a lot of. It's the biggest airdrop in history.
Yeah.
So
That's going to be the
the
primary mechanism. Yeah.
free free part is going to be very small. It's kind of similar to what happened with Hex. The
Yeah. The free
explained
claim. Yeah.
free claim was minimal.
Yeah.
Most of it was given out through the AA lobby.
Hmm.
That is
Yeah.
how you get people. It's
Yeah.
part of value discovery as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that it's a good. I mean, there's good intentions behind people suggesting that we all buy Hex first and then sacrifice that, but I think in the end, not everybody is going to do that because it just turns into this another tragedy of the commons situations where we all like push the price up against each other and
Yeah.
get less pulse for our Hex.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what
And
happens with that.
anyways, we are going to get pulse Hex on the chain if we are holding.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
and if the sacrifice lobby is before the snapshot, I would rather be holding Hex rather than going
Yeah, of
through
course.
the.
Yeah. So
yeah. I think some Hexicans are I think that I talked to are planning to just buy the Hex and just stake it so that they can maximize their T shares for Pulse Hex.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
My suggestion or what I'm doing is if I was going to buy Hex, I would divide the Hex, or let's say I have $1,000, $3,000
Mm,
to put into Hex. I
yeah.
would buy $1,000 of Hex and stake it.
Mm,
$1,000 of Hex I would keep liquid, and
mm,
dollars I would keep in USDC or USDT, and just and provide a liquidity in the Uniswap pool. So it kind of what do you call it, becomes a hedge against uh, it's a kind of hedge against the falling price of Hex. So if the price goes down, you get more Hex. If
mm,
the price of Hex goes up, then you have more USDT with you, and then withdraw the liquidity just before the sacrifice lobby, and then sacrifice depending on whichever is the.
mm,
But the simplest thing to do is just buy Hex and stake it.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. Hey, Crypto King needs to change his bladder bags. We've got 2 more slides to go, so I think the last 2 slides is going to be quick. So let's just go for one quick break. So we'll be back in 2 minutes.
All right.
All right.
Is the Fed just going to print money?
That's literally what Congress has told us to do. There's enough cash in the financial system, and there is an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve, an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve, an infinite amount of cash.
No, you can't just print more money.
I saved the economy.
We're trillions of dollars in debt. The debt to GDP ratio is out of control. Who's going to pay for it?
Haha. Money printer go
Whoops, that was quicker than I thought.
I thought that was more stuff.
Actually, give me a moment. I've got another one. Good old Dustino Daffa. If anyone don't follow him on YouTube already, he's got lots of memes that are so relevant. I'm actually trying to learn what he's trying to do. I might be able to do one for Hex. It'd be nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got one more here to go.
All right.
And that sets me up with a 1.4 to 1 reward to risk ratio. This is one of the ways that I would use the ATR.
I feel overwhelmed. Technical analysis is so esoteric.
Hey babe, dinner is ready.
Okay.
do you think we're ready for a baby?
First, I want to start making money in the stock market. That way I can be a stay-at-home dad and still make money. When I was a boy, my dad spent so much time at work, I barely got to see him. When our child arrives, I want to be there for both of you.
So this is normally how it goes. It pushes up slowly. I add more to my position size. I saw how aggressive natural gas was selling off, so I bought the reversal, right? So I bought the reversal of degas, and then when it got to the price point of around 122, I set my limit order to sell, and it actually filled 20 cents above that.
I'm going to join one of these trading groups. That will help me make money. This is ridiculous. How do I know who to trust?
Babe, you should come to bed.
Not now, babe. Can't you see I'm trying to make money in the stock market?
Can I get a double cheeseburger?
This job pays minimum wage.
Dad, I need you to be focused.
I'm going to pick one guru and follow his stock picks. That will be my strategy. Now he's selling? I just got in. He's only giving us alerts when he's in a winning trade. Will I ever make it as a stock trader? I just want to make a living. Is that so hard?
You need a system that relies on technical analysis and not human emotion. Stop relying on your feelings and sketchy gurus to make trades. You need to try the Angel algorithm. Our proprietary algorithm assists your technical analysis by providing entry and exit points for your trades.
All right. I can do this.
Hey babe, dinner is ready. How are the stock trades going?
Babe, we're ready.
Don't fucking trade, you guys. Don't fucking trade. We've all been there. Just yeah.
Terrible.
Have you guys read that news? A couple got divorced because the husband did not agree on selling his Bitcoin. I think it was unbox
yeah.
therapy. Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. So at least if you do know to keep your secrets properly. So where were we?
All right. Let's go to the next slide anyway.
Cool opportunity.
I'm not 100% whether it's 7 days, 30 days. It's just, it's just these two numbers get thrown around. I mean, 7 days is a bit short, you would think. But then I suppose there's an element of trying to get it over and done with.
So again, this is equal opportunity as in pricing. I think 7 days is a long period. It should be the price should be ratcheting daily. Is what I feel. I don't know, like
I think maybe
kind
the
of
first
pressure.
3 days would be nice.
Yeah,
Like a ratchet every 3 days. I don't know.
So what you're saying, if someone's late, which is no different from the T-share model, they just don't get a better deal than the next day, or is that what you're saying? Or would
yeah.
you?
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. This is what first seven. So that is what Richard is kind of planning, that the first 7 day it will be a same rate, then it will increase by some, I think 4.2%
Every day.
for
Or
the
something.
next 7 days, and again 4.2. So overall about a 3.3x
Yeah.
in total.
Hmm.
So I would rather have a smooth curve, like a small increase daily, instead of like us in just to like instead of 0.2% every week, we could have a 0.6% every day, which is at a weekly rate. It is the same, but yeah, it kind of puts pressure on people to get in early. But uh, I think this is the part of the game theory that is still under discussion. So if you, anybody of you, rather everybody of you who are listening right now, I would suggest, if you have any ideas or complaints, you can go to t.me/pulsechain.com, not com, pulsechain,
Yeah. PulseChain.
and give some, provide your valuable input.
Hmm.
Again, yeah, it is again reward early adopters and have more capital. Similar.
Earlier pays better and bigger pays better, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But I think the emphasis would be on bigger pays better. Is
Yeah, for sure.
rather it should be like more capital should be rewarded.
Yeah,
A
that's
league system.
interesting that they're going to use a league system. I wonder if Steph is going to design that.
We gonna have.
Yeah. So
I'm only laughing because it kind of makes us feel bad. Like, hey, what are you? Oh, I'm bronze. Oh, what are you? I'm silver. Oh, hang on, it's bloody gold. And that sort of shit.
Nah, wonder.
Maybe he'll use sea animals again.
Yeah.
and I hope it's not gold, like medals, gold, silver, bronze.
Yeah.
Because my if my parents learn that I got something less than gold, then I will be
Disowned.
destroyed.
Way.
Yeah. Those high Asian standards.
I think it'd be funny if if it gets ranked by pulses or some shit. That'll be like one pulse weak or something like that. Dissatisfied or something.
Dude.
Oh.
That's too much of an inside joke. I don't think because only Hexicans will understand.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think the newbies, the noobs would.
I think it's better that they don't understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, but
yeah, that's probably good.
I know of a token that applied this kind of league system. They did have like gold version, silver and bronze, and yeah, it kind of helps like people to attract more capital. So basically, if you are putting in, uh, let's say 1 to 10 ETH, you will be paid out at a certain rate, 10 to 100, a certain rate, above that a certain rate. And but it's again depends how much difference do you want to keep between the leagues, because you cannot be like over rewarding bigger whales just for. So yeah, and again this is also under discussion. We'll get final results soon.
Yep, sounds good. All right. So let's
So
just see. Yeah.
there's a good question from um, Mike was saying something about what is the address that they're going to be sending the Pulse to?
Oh, you don't
So
really need to set anything up. If you have everything that you're using on the ETH network at the moment, everything will be, you'd have a copy of that on the PulseChain as well. So yeah, so I guess the pulse that you sacrifice, I mean, the tokens that you sacrifice from your existing ETH wallet address, that's where the pulse would be sent to, I think. Yeah.
Well, they're also sacrificing non-Ethereum coins like Bitcoin. So
Yeah, there were some non-ETH blockchain stuff on the list too. So yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if that means we can only sacrifice. You know, when he's talking about BTC, Richard's talking about wrap BTC.
Yeah.
Or just BTC, because it doesn't make sense if you're talking about BTC.
Yeah, even like Doge was
on
on
the
there
ETH,
too.
ETH chain.
Yeah.
If Doge is there, then I don't know how that's going to work. Is it going to be like how are you going to send you know Doge? Yeah.
I think there's just going to be a list of addresses that we have to send stuff to, and then
could be.
I think there's smart contracts tied to that kind of calculate how much stuff is accrued, and then it just credits us maybe on the last day of the
but
sacrifice period.
But then
short answer.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So a short answer to Mike's question: what you will need to do is have your coins in self custody. That is,
yeah, of course, yeah.
Having if you are having other coins like Bitcoin or
Get
Doge,
them out of exchange.
Get them out of exchange in your in a wallet that you have the private keys to.
Private keys or the seed words.
Definitely.
Or the seed words too.
If you want
that we'll have more instructions as final decisions are made, which coins can be sacrificed.
Exactly.
But I see he has a MetaMask setup, so and staker setup, so that itself is good to go. If you are having, and he has a Kraken exchange, so if you have other coins on Kraken exchange, you can either convert them to ETH and send it to MetaMask, or have a individual wallets for them and withdraw to your wallet prior to.
So Benny Benny in the chat is making a good point. We don't really know how the sacrifice is gonna go, especially for those tokens that aren't on the ETH chain.
Yeah.
That is one big question. Yeah.
Yeah,
we
we're
don't
just
know.
gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. For ETH for the ERC20 tokens, it should be quite straightforward. But for like BTC or like Doge and all that, yeah, we don't know how that's gonna work. Yeah.
It's kind of simple, but like what atomic swaps are for, so that is how it will be done. So that the short answer is just have your crypto off exchanges, not your coins. Sorry, not your keys,
Yeah.
not your crypto. Just
Yeah,
remember.
that's a good. Yeah, we at least know that like you can prepare by having all of your crypto in your own personal wallets with your keys. So yeah.
From Staker to MetaMask, no. Yeah, you've gotta probably get in contact with Steph. Yeah, about that. Sacrifice. Do they permanently burn from that SID chain?
For this question, I think it's safe to say that they won't really be burned. I just think that they'll not be in your possession anymore, to say the least. If it's anything like the OA, what the OA entity does for Hex.
They probably should change the name to Sacrifice a Donation.
Yeah.
No, I asked about it to Richard. Sacrifice is the right name, and yes, you will sacrifice. And once they have with no expectation of profit from that sacrifice. So once they are sacrificed, what happens to them is doesn't concern you, and you should not having any expectations. And most likely, burning them is anyways not a good idea.
Yeah.
And burning money is never a good idea. Yeah, unless you have the power to mint it again at your will.
Yeah,
and
which is why Hex is the only exception to that.
Yeah, and
yeah,
if you also be maybe knowing another exchange coin which is regularly burned, but the exchange has the power to reissue them. So yeah, burning coins is never a good idea. Richard mentioned some project that used that mechanism. They burned a substantial amount of Bitcoin, and the project itself went to zero.
Yeah.
So very bad idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, so ideally, I think they want to capture 5% of Ethereum's valuation, 16 billion. I think time of writing, I think it was 300 and something billion, something like that for Ethereum. So easy.
This is pure speculation. I would rather have larger numbers, but yeah, we have to downplay a little bit because people go, oh, like this is something like when I introduce someone to crypto and they ask how much profit did you make, I have to downplay the number a lot because they won't actually believe that someone did a 500x in the bear market. That was 2020. So yeah, we are keeping it very conservative. So 16 billion is
Actually,
an acceptable number.
That's a funny thing that you brought up, because when I onboard anyone to Hex, I gave them the truth and I gave them that ridiculous number, because because we all know in theory, it's like, for example, it's higher than 40% interest, right? We all know, we all got way more than that. We all know that. So I use that as well. Look, so far I've said what I've said, and I've just said, hey, just look at Bitcoin. You put $100 in there, and then you wait 10 years. Guess what? You got 5 million. So that's the best. They go, oh really? Where do I put my 100? No, I'll put 1,000. That's what people do. Well, at least for my
again, I don't want people to know how much gains I made. That's why.
Okay.
That's another thing. And
yeah, it's just an OPSEC thing.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, and this is something I learned from corporate Machiavelli. Again, to mention, thanks, Crypto Wins, for introducing me to that, and I think you got a shout out from him.
Yeah,
Good account to follow if you are in general, other than crypto. Good points to know. But
Okay. All right.
unit
The
bias.
last one. We'll power through.
Unit bias is controversial. 10,000x the ETH unit is personally I don't like. I don't like a huge number of coins. And yeah, it's good when you are buying, not when you are selling. Like,
yeah, well, the thing is that it's because when it launches, it's going to be completely deflationary. There's I think there's no way to mint any more coins, so I think it has to be high just by nature of that. So
yeah, but you have like 10 raised to minus 18 subunits, so doesn't really matter. And so it's like I like it when I am getting 10,000 coins for $1 when I'm buying it, but if I have to sell or something, then I'm selling 10,000 of my coins. It kind of pinches me all up. So that doesn't actually, and I don't know, people in crypto, especially those Bitcoiners, kind of like small numbers and small total supplies.
Yeah, but if we're trying to onboard the rest of the world, everyone's going to be a noob. So everyone's going to go, no, I'm not buying 50,000 of something where I can buy 50 cents of something. So that will still apply, I would say.
That again, it's from my experience, it was very difficult to onboard people when Hex was less than 1 cent. Like, people kind of don't. It's like trading penny shares, right? So penny stocks. Yeah. So till you are once while the share price is very low, people think it there is a high chance it will go lower. Once it is higher, there is a high chance it will go higher. Again,
I think it depends on your crowd, though. It seems like the crowd that you have are people who are quite experienced. So they have the same, experience with, buying a blue chip stock, and it's just obviously gone to zero or something along those lines because the numbers obviously infinitesimally small.
Yeah. Again, but there is kind of advantage of rounding things off, like so.
Yeah. People don't like cheap stuff, so
Yep, they like expensive stuff.
They like expensive stuff, so Hex people will start to buy only when Hex goes like 10 cents or $1.
10 cents.
They don't like.
Yeah, best example would be Elon Musk, or who's the Michael
Yeah.
Saylor.
Yeah.
They didn't like Bitcoin when it was $100, $1,000. Now,
$1,000 or even 3,000 just last year, 2019. 2019.
So
Nobody likes cheap stuff. Yeah.
So 10,000 X units of ETH. I don't like that. 1:1 would be okay according to me, or if you want maybe 10:1.
Mm-hmm.
So again, my personal feelings. Again, if you have not already, join the PulseChain chat, and if you have better ideas, do provide your input.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just move on really quickly. I think this is the last slide. So
Pulse exchange before ETH
Yep.
2.0.
So
we don't know when ETH 2.0 will come. So Hex has done staking way before ETH. And so liquidity farming, treasury,
because people
all
seem to
that.
love those things, but but that's really not priority at the moment. I think
No.
that will happen at the
No.
end. So it's just trying to get the basic chain
The-
working.
The priority of Pulse is to get cheap gas fees. That's the main goal. Then everything else will follow. After that.
So regarding that, Hex won't get differential treatment for the sacrifice
No.
phase, but
No.
but Hex, rather the main objective of Pulse was to help Hexicans whose money is stuck because they cannot unstake their coins.
Yeah.
So, and other thing is to onboard other people, which I find very difficult. Once you are already in one coin, it's kind of difficult to get them to move to another coin, no matter how many bridges you try to build.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Consistent cheap gas fees. Yeah, that's right.
and I that was my experience during the Hex launch phase. Like, to get people to free claim using BTC was so difficult.
Yeah.
Making people sacrifice another coin for getting Pulse. I don't know how difficult it's going. Some of the coins which have been like maybe worthless right now or showing sign of going down, you can, but in general it's very difficult to dissuade people from their crypto.
Yeah,
Current.
that is right.
I think so. We covered a lot this.
Yep.
Yeah. We covered pretty much everything that we could. Oh yeah, price.
Before we go, we'll just check the price. We're at 2 cents. Just
It was a beautiful pump. Yeah, past
Yeah, it was.
Past post live stream by Richard. So we went up all the way to like what 0.2, 2.2 point, yeah, 2.2. So
Yeah, so just back to Hex, because we're primarily Hex, right? So
Yeah,
go ahead.
my theory behind it is a lot of capital was waiting because they were not sure whether to buy Hex or something else for the Pulse launch. And once uh, we had that stream, everybody rushed back into Hex.
we had the Genesis whale make some really big buys. The 666D God whale. So we had some pretty nice buys. So he put it.
Let's hope he buys some more.
Yeah, he put in. He bought like 40 ETH worth of Hex just yesterday. So it's awesome. 40 ETH. It's like 100.
I think last year when he bought 10,000 ETH worth, right?
Yeah. So he was.
Maybe this time he's spreading it over.
He's probably spreading it
smaller
out.
buys, just to minimize slippage.
Yep.
Well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I was just looking at the MACD. It tells a very, very different picture. Like if you do on a daily and if you do on a weekly, it's completely different, which is interesting. So I don't know if you can see that
So
one.
the-
That one's
on
like a little tiny signal to say, okay, just keep going. So buy. I mean, if you're on a daily, it's like it's a little bit of a buy signal, if you like. And then when you
Mhm.
jump onto the weekly one, it just shows you like it just takes off to infinity. Like, what the hell's this?
Yeah.
Straight up.
Awesome. I think yeah. Well, just from a 200-day moving average, I suppose point of view, it's very overly bought. The last time, like we've only been past 2 cents. Let me count really quickly. 1 day,
2 cents.
3, 4,
No,
5,
yeah.
6, 7. Yeah, about a week. So we've only got about 7 days.
We've
that
only
stay
closed.
higher than 2 cents.
We've only closed above 2 cents. Like what? 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Wow. If you
Hey,
count-
that Mike brought up. I keep thinking about what Mike was talking about earlier. What if you have ETH, Hex, and USDC sitting on Staker app? Is there going to be? Are they going to update? I'm pretty sure they're going to update the Staker app to show P Hex or Pulse.
I
Yeah,
think
their workload is going
I
to
would think so.
increase a lot
They're-
because they have to implement that entire thing.
Yeah, their workload will double
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah,
So-
that's interesting. I'm not sure how that whole thing will work with like the Gnosis wallet safes and all that.
Yeah.
Because you do have your 24-word seed phrase, so
Right, but we've already
you
tried
have
to.
all that. Yeah.
We don't know how to see the Staker data on somewhere else other than
Yeah.
Staker.
Yeah.
We need to
That's a
figure
good
out
point.
how to see that because it's not MetaMask.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So if someone could shoot a ticket to, I think, shoot a ticket to Firebun or Steph and ask them, like, how do we see the Staker app data somewhere else other than another Staker app installed on another device? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh. Got a good comment here from Super Hex.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, toggle switch or what we have for MetaMask right now. If you have, you can change the uh, chain or network you are on, so it will be kind of similar. Uh, Working with Gnosis Safe is a bit complicated, and I don't, but it's doable. Like they will be treated like individual addresses anyway. So for sticker app things, you should be bothering Steph and Firebun or Telegram group.
Oh, they have a Discord group too.
Yeah, you can bother them there, and if you get info, please share.
Yeah.
I think they will come out with the information soon, because thing is the exact workings of PulseChain are not available as of now. So once they are out, we will be, so it's not a big issue. We will be able to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Hey, I'm probably going to call it. We're coming up with the 2-hour mark. We've got Wales tomorrow. I don't think he's coming back, so let's not drag this out another hour. Doing a 24-hour live stream, unless Hex has gone to 10 cents in $1 or something. Yeah, we might consider that. So,
Okay, if anything you want us to cover, please leave it in the chat of YouTube chat, not in the live chat, but after the video.
Yeah.
And
just drop your
we'll try to
comments.
cover it.
Or if you want, you guys can also tag us on Twitter if you want us to cover any specific thing, and we'll look into it. So
Yep. So do follow our guest. I've just put it up on the screen if you need their Twitter handles. Other than that, if not, we will see you tomorrow, same time. And I think it's going to be very different tomorrow. We might know a thing or two in the next few hours. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night, I suppose, for me and people in Asia, but have a good morning wherever else you may be, or afternoon. And we'll catch you tomorrow.
Thanks for joining. Take
Thanks,
care.
everyone. Take care, everyone.
Take care.
Bye-bye.